So, if you guys haven't already seen from the cinematic, this place is absolutely huge. It's awesome, it's great, and I love it. This was probably one of the best things I think BXB's ever worked on. It's really just, it's cool. That's all you can say about it. It's really, really cool. It's supposed to be a Skyblock hub they were doing. I believe BD was the primary worker on this, and it's kind of evident because he likes to emulate Madness 64's kind of stripy with the woods and the wools mixing in different colored wools. That's kind of Madness' style. But BD takes that and he adds some detail onto it, and kind of adds his own flair to it. But these are just really, really cool. I mean, they're like a tavern, castle, kind of fantasy thing. I guess it is fantasy because you have mushrooms and everything over there, but it's just so nice and I love it. I mean, you're looking at it, right? It's like huge eye candy. This one in particular, this one is my favorite because it's unsymmetrical. I love it when things are not symmetrical. You've got a tower there, you've got a roof there, a window there, but those things aren't on this side because there's a tower there, and it's like it's all crazy and stuff. It's really, really cool. I also love the porches out on this one. So you could come out and look at well, you could look at a whole lot of nothing, but I guess hypothetically there'd be stuff out there, right? And I'll show you guys the interior quickly. I know you guys have seen a lot of the exterior because of the cinematic, but the interior is very cozy, very roomy, very spacious. I actually wanted to see if there were stuff up here earlier, so I broke the block, but unfortunately there's not. But you can kind of see what goes into building this. These are kind of the raw elements, and you can see they did a lot of work. They worked really hard, but it definitely paid off. The other thing I want to show you guys is right through here, and it is the houses that they did. Now, this was supposed to be a skyblock spawn, so you have, I guess this would be the shop, this would be information up here. I actually didn't realize there's an upstairs, is there? Oh, look at that. Nice stuff. Nice little sign. Everything's very beautiful, very petite, very well organized. I like that. So we're going to come out and see the houses quickly. Over here. These are kind of like the PMC houses that we did, just with a different palette. And I really like these. I like this style. It's kind of cozy and quaint inside. I believe all of them have interiors. Not a whole lot here. Oh, Ben was there. Big old Ben. And we come over here. I'm going to break through this. And this is a nice little interior. BD was always very good with interiors. I don't know if he did this one, but in general, he's very talented with doing interior builds. What is that? BD was there. Okay, so maybe BD worked on this. And Jack was here apparently as well. Cool stuff. But you've got all kinds of bridges. This is based on islands, so it is kind of like a big skyblock island in the spawn. And there's some cool things. I was going around earlier, and I actually saw that I hadn't seen before. They have a little organic man here going around with a trident, I guess. Is that a trident? Kind of like a fork or a spoon or something. There's a catapult up there. There's a tower right over here. Look at that. Little quaint little tower. You just come right up here and you can see, oh, you can see everything. But I do have some more things in mind to show you guys very quickly, and a couple of them are actually things that I've made, so you probably won't like them. But I hope you guys like them, so let's go check on this. Bada boom, bada boom! Great, right? I know maybe not as impressive as you guys were hoping. I never get to complete this. I wish I had, and I'd love to devote some more time to it when I get a chance. But this was actually going to be the first organic that I had ever done. And I was super excited. I was crazy excited. So I built the frame. It's really actually kind of boring going through all this because you have to do measurements and there's all kinds of stuff, and then you get diamonds up his butt. You know, it's all awkward and stuff. But you know, you do a frame and you're filling it in. It's just a copy, by the way. These are both the same thing. But this was going to be like a sorcerer or something. I have some picture on my computer somewhere of what it was going to be. But you see, nice head. I think I got all the proportions all right. I think it's not too bad for my first organic. But at some point, I'm going to finish this, and it's going to look really cool, and we'll come back one day, and it'll look really, really awesome. But until then, we're going to check out my little corner of the server really quickly. Nice, here we are. So these are all things that I had worked on. This was actually, I did this tutorial, and I was not happy with it because the house isn't very good. It looks different in the texture pack I was using. So it looked a little bit better. I just wanted to do something really simple, but I wasn't happy with the video, and so I never put it up. But I guess this is kind of behind the scenes what it would have been, so I made a little scene right there. But these are all things that I worked on during the course of the server, just things that I kind of do by myself when we weren't working on projects. You can probably, if you've watched my videos for a while, you probably remember some of this stuff. This was a tutorial. I remember that. Actually, I was building this next to a house that Chewie was working on. We were working together one day. And this was a big spawn. Well, not really big spawn. A tiny little spawn tower that we made one time. This was actually fit very nicely when the skyblock spawned. Yeah, think about that. This was an overly detailed house that I did. Well, I don't know if these parts are overly detailed, but definitely this roof is over here, this part. It didn't need all this. This was too much. This was, gosh, probably about... I want to say 7 or 8 months ago that I built this. So I've improved a lot since then. I've got interiors in here for you guys to see. Actually, I've done a video already for this as well, so I won't show you guys too much of that. So you can go see the video. I'll link it. I guess I'll link a bunch of things, since these are all stuff that I used to do. This was just a quaint little house that I did one time. Oh, got a little bit of lag there. These were turtle houses, I called them, because they're little green and they got little shells like they're little turtles. There you go. I'm getting lag. I think we're around my huge god tree that I did a video of one time. But I was obsessed with trees. All I did were trees. Over and over were trees, trees, trees. I loved doing trees. I still really like them. This is one of the first ones I did in this little scene that we did one time when we were all starting leaving Visionary and went to BXB. We all worked on one thing one day. It was actually quite nice. That's how we all came together. And there's another tree here. That was my very first tree that I ever did. Very, very nice, right? Alright, the first one I did here. I did one for a tutorial, but it wasn't very good. This was a little hangy tree I did. I guess this is not interesting. I know I'm more interested in trees than you guys are, but really, they're really great. If you just give them a chance, you just look at them and look how nice they can be. I'll show you guys my favorite ones real quick. I love this one. I absolutely love this one. It's like it's hanging over. It's just so nice. I love it. Oh my gosh, I could talk about it for ages. And this was a little naked tree I did. A little naked one. Oh, you guys will think this is cool. Okay, so I finished this tower on the actual map that we were doing. So with this one, you only get to see this much. I made a lot of improvements, but, you know, we're so far away from the one that's finished that, you know, it's fine. But you can, if you just look at it from this point, it looks like it's almost done. This is actually my my profile picture for the YouTube channel. I built this about more than a year ago now. This was a long time ago. A little over-detailed, but I just love it for the purposes of nostalgia. It's so cool. This was inspired heavily by a style that the Vatic team did one time. I think it was like Mists of like Furrowwind or something. But what I did is I downloaded the map, and I looked at the shape of the building. I recreated the bottom layer, which would be this. That bottom layer. Oh, Skype notifications, I hate you. It's so unprofessional, I'm sorry. I basically just made my own tower after that, just in keeping with the style. So it is mine, it's not theirs. But if I had been invited, I guess this is what I would have made for that map. And I really like it. So let's jump to something else that I'm working on. Nothing over here, nothing over there, nothing over here. Oh, okay. Cool, so this is the god tree. There's a video on this as well, so I won't spend a lot of time on it. I got videos of so much stuff, but I loved this tree. It was so nice. Oh, there are a lot of things I think I could have done better, you know, but it was my first tree of this size, and I was so happy with it. It's so nice, with all the sun flares and everything, and it's so great. Oh, and there is one more thing, actually, I want to show you guys before we go. So, there are lots and lots of things on this server that I couldn't show you guys, and I picked this as the last thing that I came across. This was another spawn that we never finished. We have a habit of not finishing things. It's a shame, but it was fairly underway. This was going to be a castle, and so these were just the first inner workings. That was supposed to be a B, I think, for block by block. It looks kind of like an 8, but that's alright. But yeah, this was primarily going to be green. We wanted something very natural. We wanted something very green. We wanted something very nice like that. And you know, I'm happy with how it's looking. I did this tree, and I did that tree and that tree. I don't know who did those. But we were all just kind of working on this in our downtime. This is going to have like parkour all the way up. There's going to be a little prize like they did in Mineplex. You could spawn right here. You'd go around. You know, just nice stuff. I'm hoping at some point that we'll complete this. I'm confident that we will. What is this? What is that? I'm confident that we will, just not for a while. What is this? This up here. But yeah, that was That was the spawn that we once worked on. You can see, you come back here, and it's a whole lot of nothing. But one day it will look complete. It'll be wonderful and amazing. So, thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys watching. I hope you guys enjoyed everything that I had to show you. I actually kind of enjoyed going back into the nostalgia and seeing all the things that we once worked on that are no longer actively being prepared to be sold. Because we're all very busy. But I'm confident that we'll get back to this stuff at some point. One day soon. So like always, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys on the other side.